Welcome to Looking at Legal Stuff. Today we have a short hearing in the case of a couple where mom has motioned the court for a change of custody, despite the fact that custody was literally decided just 2 weeks ago when their divorce was finalized. Mom wants to change custody from the week on, week off schedule that they have now to 10 days for mom and 4 days for dad instead, because she claims there's a lack of co parenting. Dad does not agree with this change and wants things to remain the same. What does the referee think of her motion? Let's find out.
This is file 2022-58345. Tracy Rapp and Bruce Rapp both are here via Zoom. Mr. Shepherd is here on behalf of the defendant.
That's correct, John.
And this is a date and time set for hearing in this matter. The friend of the court has filed a show cause against Mr. Rapp based on a complaint filed by the other party. And the matter was set for a motion filed by Ms. Rapp to change custody. I'll swear both parties in at this time. You both swear or affirm any testimony you give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I swear.
Yes.
All right. And I guess I'll start with your custody motion, ma'am. You filed this motion requesting a change. What led you to file the motion? What are you requesting today and why?
I'm requesting that custody be changed to 10 days with mom and 4 days with dad. Due to Mr. Rapp's lack of co-parenting, he has shown that he is unable to co-parent, does not respond to requests, does not, like when I reach out and ask for him to share information or take children to appointments or things like that, he is not responding to me. So for me, like when my girls needed counseling and stuff, I reached out, I took the time to take them there. My child ended up in ER twice between February and March. Both times in February and March. It was due to UTIs, due to constipation. And it took several times of me asking Mr. Rapp to give my youngest the medication for that. And he just refused to do so. And then CPS was due to some medication stuff, which he was given the box of medication with the doctor's name, the order on it, everything. And I explained to him that ER had called me 2 days after being in ER and had the antibiotic due to the culture being a different strain and the antibiotic not being effective that they did prescribe.
When did that occur?
That occurred in the beginning of March.
So
All right.
prior to them.
Yeah, and so, man, what we really need to key on here is the fact that there's a judgment of divorce that was entered at the end of March. And 2 weeks later, you filed a motion to change custody.
Correct.
You've got to convince me here that there's been a monumental change in the parenting basically during those 2 weeks. Basically from the time the judgment was signed on March 27th until you filed your motion on April 14th. That's a really short period of time, I understand, but everything that occurred up to the signing of the judgment of divorce is assumed to encompass anything and everything that happened up until that point.
Right.
And then if things have changed, if there's been, a total derailment of custody or whatever, or something monumental has changed in those 2 weeks plus a couple days, then that's what I'm going to need to key on to find that there's been a change in circumstances or proper cause to revisit that custody issue.
Okay. So I guess just in 2 weeks that it still continues to be the lack of co-parenting. So
Can't continue. It's got to be some new stuff.
okay, well then there's no new stuff.
All right.
So then what my request would be is that we either leave it the way it is or agree to something new.
Leave it the way it is or agree to what?
Agree to do like a 7 on, 7 off with a 2-hour visit on Thursdays. or it can stay the same because he was refusing to follow that court order.
Mr. Shepherd, what do you want to say on behalf of your client?
Very briefly, Judge, would ask that her motion to modify custody be denied. It sounds like it's been withdrawn. With regard to the show cause attached to my motion, there was the parties' agreement, the emails between the parties talking about going from a 223 to a 7 on, 7 off. This was initiated by the plaintiff. You'll see the email from January 2023. The parties began doing that at that time. Also appended to my motion is the daycare provider's statement regarding how the children function. They function way better at a week on, week off, and my client had to change daycare to accommodate that. So doing anything other than week on, week off would be impossible now, and highly improbable because the children have adjusted. It's been almost 4 months now of doing that, and my client would ask that the week on, week off continue. It sounds like the plaintiff now is indicating that that is what she wants as well. The contest would be the Wednesdays. The problem my client sees with the Wednesdays is that if we're only seeing somebody for a couple of hours, it's going to be very disruptive given these children's ages to go back for a couple hours and then be returned, or even do an overnight in the middle. My client would propose maybe some phone visitation, maybe a couple of times throughout the week. He wouldn't have a problem with that. But getting children back to a parent for a couple of hours or overnight during the middle of the week, given their ages, wouldn't be a good idea. So we would request that the motion for the order to show cause be dismissed, that the party's parenting time, I guess by agreement, be week on, week off, and then the court make a decision as it relates to the midweek. Plaintiff is requesting there be some midweek time. Defendant is asking that we do not do that, but would offer in the alternative some phone visitation that I think would be a little easier to accommodate given the children's ages. Thank you.
So, Mr. Shepherd, your client wants the weekend, week off?
Absolutely.
7 days on, so.
Yes, Your Honor.
And ma'am, that's what you said you're in favor of at this point as well?
Week on, week off with an in-person visitation, yes.
In-person visitation
She means Wednesdays, I think.
on Wednesday, is that what Mr. Shepherd?
I would prefer on Thursdays. Thursdays, given our week goes from Monday to Monday.
What time are you proposing this in-person visitation occur?
5:30 to 7:30.
So for 2 hours? And where are the kids up until 5:30? Are they with the parent or are they at daycare?
Daycare until my client picks them up, Judge. He's pretty flexible schedule, given that he's a contractor, but generally daycare at the ARC.
I guess my point is.
Thursdays, they are not at daycare.
Picking the children up.
I think it's going to be from each other on Thursdays, but Bruce can elaborate a little bit if I'm misspeaking on that, Bruce.
Yeah, when the kids are with me, they only go to the ARC on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So they're with me on Thursdays.
Okay.
There you go.
And ma'am, is Thursday's the day you've requested there be some in-person time for a couple hours? Is that the only day you could really do it with your work schedule? Or is that just a day you pulled out of a hat, or is it the most convenient, or what? Yeah. Well. Ma'am, can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yes.
Oh. Why'd you choose Thursday?
Because on Thursdays, that is like the middle of the week. So they go to dad's they'll see mom, I drop them off on Mondays. Then they'll have Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, 3 overnights. That's kind of in the middle of the week.
Oh, okay. What hours do you work?
So I work 8 to 5, Monday through Friday.
Sir, you said you work Monday, Wednesday, and Friday?
No, sir, I work every day, but the kids are with me on Tuesdays and Thursdays when it's my week.
So you don't work those days then? Is that what you're saying?
I'm self-employed. I own my own business. So I work, but I work from home, or if I have to go check on a job site, I will take the girls with me.
Okay. All right. I guess our
I'd like
Thursdays
to
all right
ensure
then?
that is, I'm sorry, I'd like to ensure that they're not going to your girlfriend's mother's house then on those 2 days, or they're not being watched by your girlfriend.
I mean, sometimes, not as a regular, no.
Okay, thank
I don't know
you.
if-
I don't think it matters.
Getting
in
off
our-
topic here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why that would be relevant, but I get, point I'm trying to make is, Sarah, Thursdays from 5:30 to 7:30, is that all right with you for a couple hour visit with mom?
I-
And then in the alternative on her week, is that a day that's good for you to have a visit for a couple hours?
So the day would be good. I disagree with the midweek visit, but that day is good. Yes, that day and
All right.
time is good.
Yeah, these kids are young. I think that's appropriate. Our reasonable parenting time policy has a midweek visit as well. So, I mean, that's something that's not out of the ordinary to have a midweek visit.
And Judge, just for the record, my client was concerned about the transitioning back and forth. We were doing the 2 days, 2 days, 3 days, and it was very difficult because of the switch. And he's concerned that this midweek, mom, what she does is she gets what's the children and where'd you go? What'd you do? Dad's girlfriend, this, dad's girl, what? And it just makes it very difficult when he gets them again. He doesn't do that. And so he thought it might be easier to accommodate that with FaceTime or phone. But for a couple of hours, Judge, he's concerned if maybe he could instruct her to not do that. That might be helpful, but that was my client's reticence to the midweek.
All right. I mean, these kids are pretty young. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
drilling them about what they.
I
you're
will-
not gonna
I
get
do
much
not
out
bring
of
any of that into my, I will not. I do not do that with my children, so I will respect that, yes.
All right, well, that's good. All right, so I'll deny the motion, dismiss the show cause, the parties will do week on, week off. What's your exchange day on Sunday? Is that what you? No,
Monday, Judge.
Monday at what time?
What, so what we do is we,
What do we-
PM is the exchange time if they are not in daycare or school. So what we're doing right now is the one parent is dropping off at daycare, the other parent will pick up that night. But it's written in our order for 6 PM.
Monday, drop off at daycare or 6 PM. That's something you both understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, and Thursdays from 5:30 to 7:30. And, I guess we should be all set.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. You can
Can-
order the mail.
I have one-
Be all set.
I have one question, if that's all right. On the Thursday, is pickup and return the responsibility of the parent spending the 2 hours?
Usually that's the way it works. What,
Oh,
you guys live close
I-
together or far apart?
I just wanted to verify that, sir. I'm fine with picking them up and dropping them off. I just wanted that said here in the courtroom.
And I think it's a good point, Judge, so that we don't have argument over that. If, he'll do it on his Thursday, she can do it on her Thursday.
All right. Yep. All right, that should